Number 18, solve triangle ABC. That means to find all the missing dimensions that are not given. So the first dimension given is that angle C is 60 degrees. This symbol is supposed to be a degree sign. And that side A is 8 and B is 6. So again, the first thing I would do is sketch your triangle. So A, B, C, and label what is given to you. So angle C is 60 degrees. A, which is opposite angle A, is 8. And B, which is opposite angle B, is 6. So that means I'm going to have to find angle B, I'm going to have to find angle A, and I'm going to have to find side C. So the first thing I'm going to find is side C, because using law of cosine to find one of the missing sides is pretty easy. You can just type it in your calculator. So the first thing I'm going to find is C. So C squared equals A squared plus B squared minus 2AB times the cosine of C. This is the formula I'm going to use. We know to find C, you're going to have to take the square root. So it's going to be the square root of A squared, so 8 squared, plus 6 squared, minus 2 times 8 times 6 times the cosine of 60. So in your calculator, this time in degree mode. So we do second x squared to get our square root, and then 8 squared plus 6 squared minus 2 times 8 times 6 times the cosine of 60. You get 7.2. So I'm going to round that to the nearest tenth. So side C is 7.2. So now that I know this side, I can find those missing angles. We can either find A first or B first, it doesn't matter. You can either use law of sine or law of cosine. I know that using law of cosine to find an angle involves a little bit more steps, so I'm going to use law of sine. So here's your angle and your side pair. So I'm going to say the sine of 60 over the side 7.2 is equal to the sine. I'll go ahead and find, I'll find B. I don't have to find that, I can find A first, but I'm going to go ahead and just find B. And that side opposite angle B is 6. And we cross multiply. So 7.2 times the sine of B is equal to 6 times the sine of 60. And then we want to get sine B by itself, so we divide both sides by 7.2. So we have the sine of B is equal to 6 times the sine of 60 over 7.2. So now we're ready to take the inverse. So to find the measure of angle B, we're going to do the inverse sine of that fraction. So 6 times the sine of 60 over 7.2. So in your calculator, we're going to do inverse sine. 6 times the sine of 60. Make sure you close the parenthesis after the 60 degrees before you divide by 7.2. And that gives you 46.2 degrees. So the measure of angle B is 46.2 degrees. Now, you could do the same steps to find angle A, or since you already know angle C and you know angle B, you could use the triangle sum theorem to find angle A. So when you add, take 180 and subtract 60 and 46.2, you get 73.8 degrees. So the measure of angle A is approximately, these are approximate answers, 73.8 degrees. So when it said to solve for triangle ABC, we were finding all the missing pieces. So we found angle A, angle B, and side length C.